Yeah, we on that time. 60 on the board, now we start that climb. Get ready, get set, yeah, the moment's now. When it hits zero, we gon' show you how. Run! Yeah. 50 seconds, feel the energy rise. Heartbeat fast, yeah, you feel that vibe. Lights get bright, yeah, the stage gets set. We ain't even started, but you ain't ready yet. 40 on the clock, now we pick up pace. Every second count, yeah, we in that race. Crowd tuned in, yeah, they locked in tight. Whole room buzzing, yeah, we taking flight. Yeah, 30 seconds left, now we turn it up. No slowing down, gotta fill that cup. Energy peaking, yeah, it's building fast. Blink one time, might miss that blast. 40 on the clock, yeah, we feel to the heat. Baseline knocking, got you out your seat. Hands go up, yeah, we ready to go. Whole vibe shift when we hit that flow. 10, 9, feel that energy climb. 8, 7, yeah, it's almost time. 6, 5, yeah, we live right now. 4, 3, let me hear that crowd. Steve on the mic, yeah, the nurse got skill. Break it down smooth, keep the whole squad chill. Talking about kidneys, yeah, we keep them on track. If your numbers off balance, he gon' bring them right back. Got the wisdom on deck, no stress, just facts. Hydration, motivation, every time he reacts. From the clinic hallway to your podcast feed, dropping gems so fresh, yeah, that's all you need. Stevethekidney Nurse, yeah, you know the name. Keep your body in check, yeah, we play no games. Real talk, real health, yeah, we keep it pure. Tap in right now, Stevethekidney Nurse, yeah. Stevethekidney Nurse, yeah. Stevethekidney Nurse.
Welcome to a special broadcast of Dialysis Life with Stevethekidney Nurse. I am your host, Stevethekidney Nurse. Welcome. It's been a minute, about a week, and we thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight, we are honored to welcome a very special guest. We're a very special first-time guest and future part-time on and off again co-host, Dialysis Therapist Coneisha Williams, joining us all the way from the motherland of Jamaica, man. But now, Coneisha will be sharing her journey into the dialysis field, her passion for patient care, and the important work she does as a dialysis technician at a renal hemodialysis center in Jamaica. Now, with 5 years of experience in dialysis, Coneisha brings both knowledge and heart to the conversation as we discuss kidney disease awareness, early detection, and the impact of quality of life. So get ready for an inspiring, informative, and powerful conversation right here on Dialysis Life with Stevethekidney Nurse. Before we bring on Coneisha, we do what we always do. We do our medical disclaimer, right? You know, and I know I'm only a nurse. But no, the information broadcast on Dialysis Life with Stevethekidney Nurse is provided for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended or implied, excuse me, to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Now, with that out the way, wait a minute, see, we got somebody, I'm not sure that name, but hello, M. But with that out the way, let's welcome all the way. Now, I don't know what part of Jamaica. We got to ask her because I can't just keep saying she's from Jamaica. She could be from Kingston. And that's all I know. Now, but we're going to find out what part of Jamaica, right? So let's welcome Coneisha to the show. And let me give Coneisha the VIP intro. Coneisha, how you doing this evening?
I'm not hearing you.
You can't hear me?
No, I'm seeing your lips, but I'm not hearing.
Okay. I'm not muted, so try to sign off and come back on. Is your volume up?
Not hearing.
Um, Sign off and come back on.
Okay.
So we normally have these hiccups, and the good thing about it, you're seeing it live. It's not Memorex. So welcome to the show. Tomorrow night, we will not be doing Dialysis Life with Stevethekidney Nurse at our regular time. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock. We're going to take tomorrow off, as well as Kidney Hub East Africa with myself, Brother Moses, and renal nurse Tabitha Matikwa. We're going to take a break as well. So tomorrow's just going to be a rest day. So let's bring Coneisha Williams back to the show. Can you hear me now, Coneisha?
Very clear.
Great, great. As I was saying, welcome to the show. And how are you doing this evening?
Well, first, thank you for having me, and I'm doing really great today. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. And I want to say to you, now that I have you on here, I definitely, and I truly mean this, I definitely appreciate your support on TikTok, and even coming on some weekends to see the show, under your name on YouTube. I didn't know that was you.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, I seriously appreciate your support. It
You're
definitely
welcome.
matters, and it's very well appreciated.
You're
So,
welcome.
thank you. So, look, can you tell us a little about yourself and what first inspired you to pursue a career in healthcare?
All right. So, first and foremost, I am a very young individual who everyone should know by now by Steve's introduction. I'm from Jamaica. And what inspired me really was one, my grandma that was sick. So that kind of inspired me to go into the health care field. So I went to school to become a certified nursing assistant. And then after that, I was placed in a dialysis center for me to do my internship. And things took a turn right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I find that many people who work in dialysis have come into the field, healthcare field, or dialysis because maybe a relative had kidney disease or some type of condition that inspired them to kind of further their education and learn about the situation or the disease, I may say. What was it about patient care that drew you in, other than your grandma?
All right. So what drew me in was that I am a very passionate person about life. So when I started, I knew that this is something that I want to do. I want to help to save lives, to prolong lives. So I said that I'm very interested in this. I'm intrigued, and also the resilience of the people. I'm saying, well, I am going back to school so that I can understand more about this because I'm loving it and I like what I'm doing for the patients. So it just took me off to going back to school so I can study further and have an understanding, because dialysis is not just about basic knowledge. You have to understand details in depth to do it. It's not just Oh, I can just take care of the patients. I can just do whatever I want to do. They'll be all right. No, it's not that. You have to be someone who's very detailed and passionate about it to actually do the work. So I'm a person who is very passionate and detailed, and that is what brought me here today.
Right, right. So did you always know you wanted to work in a clinical setting?
All right. Growing up, when you ask me, what do you want to become? I want to become a teacher. So I had four things in mind. I had teacher was my first choice. Second choice was the police force. And my last choice was nursing. And I tried teaching. 2018, I was in the classroom and I'm like, no, no, this is not for me. And then I tried multiple times trying to get into the police force. I did not get accepted. And then I went and to school, and I think this was my calling.
And the rest is history, huh?
Yeah.
So how did your journey into dialysis begin?
All right. As I stated before, it was mainly because I went to school and the school was affiliated with a dialysis clinic. And so I did my internship there. When I was doing my internship there, the manager who was present at the time, he was like, I like how you work. I'm going to hire you part time. I'm going to have you here part time because you're getting everything so fast. You're understanding everything. And I see the passion in you. And I see that this is something that you want to do. So that is how it started off. And then meanwhile working, I was going to school. So I worked and I go to school. And then when it's becoming a little bit more difficult at school, I had to stop work and I went to school full time. And then I went to a different center to do my internship. And when I went there to do my internship, they asked me to stay. So I was offered a job there. So I was in Kingston working two different centers. So have my resident home, and then I'll have another center that I'll do sessions there. So I was back and forth with two centers. And then the center that I started off as, they called me also saying if I could come. So I started doing sessions for them on a Wednesday when it would be my day off. So it's just went on like that.
Mhm. I got you. I guess this your husband. Somebody said that's my wife right there.
I'm not seeing the comments, so
Right. Well, thank you, husband, for watching the show.
yes.
Um, so I guess when before you started your internship and when they told you that you was going to a dialysis unit to do it, were you nervous or did you know anything about dialysis before you went there?
All right. To be honest, I wasn't so aware of dialysis. I wasn't even aware of so many persons being impacted by kidney disease. I knew nothing much about it, to be honest. It was when I went there, I realized so many persons' life being affected by this disease, and most of them is chronic because you rarely find persons who just have acute kidney disease. It's most chronic. So it's at the center I actually became more aware of what kidney disease is and how it actually impacts people's life.
Uh-huh. So was there a special moment during your internship where you said to yourself, I think I want to continue to learn this?
Yes, there was, and that's the reason why I chose to go to school because I was like, this is not just basic knowledge. I have to get the theory and I have to get the practical. I have to understand everything in full details because Just understanding the basic won't get you anywhere, because you can do just a simple thing and actually end up hurting the patient instead of actually helping them to cope. You can actually hurt them. So that's one of my reason, and that's one of my push to say let's go and get this done. Let's go to school, and that's what I did.
Mm-hmm. Now, what made dialysis stand out to you compared to other areas of healthcare?
All right, for me, it stands out really much to me because, as I said, I am a very passionate person, and doing it, I realize persons trusting in me. I build a rapport with them, and because I help them, not because it's there should be a support system, and the support system is not just person that they have at home. We are their support system, also being there, getting their treatment done. So that is what pushed me to doing my work every day, because the patients, um they're they're so comfortable around me, trusting me, having their lives there and putting their life in my hand. So I know I have to do everything to make sure that they are good and make sure their life is being prolonged.
Mm, okay, okay. Now, Coneisha, you've been working in dialysis for 5 years now.
Yes.
What has that experience taught you?
All right. So, oh my God, it's a bittersweet because it has taught me, you know, you're gonna build a rapport with your patient, but at the same time, it's very hard when you get so close to your patient and then you hear that they actually pass. It's very, sometimes you're gonna feel so saddened because you got used to this patient, you're there with the patient, and then they go. Sometimes they're not even ill, because most of the times the patient that are in and out of the hospital and very ill, you'll be looking at probably this one is gonna go and leave somebody else who is there looking strong and healthier. Most of the time it's not that. It's the reverse of that. It's the person who is there consistent and always looking good. Most of the time those are the ones that actually goes and leave the ones that are actually in and out of the hospital and being sick.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Absolutely. I've seen that a lot in my career. Now, how has your perspective on kidney disease changed over the years?
All right. For me, my perspective of kidney disease is that, one, you should always get yourself checked in. And especially persons who have always have elevated blood pressure and who is diabetic, I would implore them to always get yourself checked, because those are the two main factors that causes kidney disease. There are other factors that causes kidney disease, but those are the two main ones. And so if you're seeing yourself as a person who has always been with elevated, uncontrolled, because if you have it under control, it's not so much, it is still a risk, but it's not so much as if you have it uncontrolled. So I would implore persons that get yourself checked, because it's not easy, because it takes a toll on your mental health, your physical health. It also takes a toll on your fund, because it's very expensive to be doing treatment twice per week or three times per week. So get yourself checked, because the sooner you find out, the better it is for you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me just say hello to Living Life 4010, welcome, beloved. Thank you for joining the show as always. Good to see you. And then your husband says, I go through it a lot when she's sad when the patient dies. She takes it to heart. And I can relate to that because I take it to heart when that happens or I'm involved in a cold situation where a patient may have a cardiac arrest and we're doing CPR right there and the patient don't make it. I've been, through that. And I remember 2 years ago on I want to say it was a weekend. Me and my supervisor worked. It was a Sunday because it was a holiday. I think it was either the New Year's, after the New Year's or Christmas, and we had a patient that came down from the nursing home and was fine and everything. And then, next thing you know, 5 minutes after they got on the machine, they went out. And the uh, uh, the unfortunate thing about it, when you're inside of a nursing home and the patient comes, we're nursing rehab, and
Right.
the patient comes down for treatment. If they expire down on the treatment floor,
Right.
we're not part of the nursing home. We're a separate entity. But if they pass
Right.
in the unit, we can't take them, or they can't come down and take them back up to their room. They have to stay right there, and we have to have some type of partition, whether they're on the
Right.
floor or what. You can't move the body, and
Exactly.
that could be traumatic for many patients who see that and experience
Right.
that right there in real time. So I get it. And there was a time when I worked at a unit next to a hospital, and when I had to perform CPR, go through that event, after it takes so much out of you, it nearly drains you. And so I used to go over to the chapel after an event like that and kneel and pray,
Right.
um, just to release that energy, because
Yeah.
after that happens, I'm so jacked up.
And
Uh,
you still have to work.
yeah, adrenaline. And then like you just said, you still got to go back to work and do your job. Expected to do your job and continue to treat the other patients after you just went through a traumatic event like that.
Right. I've been through two of those experiences. One, both of them last year, where a patient, he was out in the lobby waiting for treatment, talking everything, and as soon as he got in for treatment and he sat in his seat, and the nurse said to him he should sit up properly, and as soon as he sat up, his hand went like this, and we had to rush him out to the hospital, and he did not make it. And the other experience was my cousin. She was having seizures and all of that, because most of her treatment, sometimes she'll have a seizure on the machine, and you have to be, oh my God. So she was supposed to come in the morning for treatment, and she did not turn up. I was wondering what's wrong. And I called my cousin, and she was like, she passed. And me going through all of that, because I broke down right there. I broke down right there. I was even on the floor crying, and they had to take me up and all of that. And after all of that, I had to just brush it all off and back to work like nothing happened. So it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in, because you'll be down, but you can't show the patient that you are down. You cannot bring that forefront to the patient that, hey, something is wrong with me, or I'm feeling this type of way, because they're already there. They're already broken in some type of way, and you going in there with your brokenness, it actually kind of brings them down even more. So you have to always be pleasant around them, upbeat and all of that. So it's like, it's not really a facade, but you have to be there with them because they're already broken beings.
Yeah, I completely understand. And I'm, like I said, I'm feeling it right now because I can't tell you how many people that I met in my
Oh
um,
my God.
41
So
years
many.
there. And it's been very, very kind to me. And yeah, yeah. So, what has been the most rewarding part of the journey so far?
All right. I would say for me, the most rewarding part for me is my patients coming to me, thanking me for always being there with them, for always doing my best for them, because I'm so passionate. There are times that I become so strict on my patients and be like, hey, listen, it's tough love from me. It's tough love. I know that you might be feeling some type of way, or there are things that you may not want to adhere to, but I'm trying to prolong life. So listen, you gotta be you gotta be consistent. So a lot of them would tell me, thank you so much for being the type of person that I am with them, because sometimes they just want that stronghold behind them, because a lot of them don't have somebody who's at home who is strong and behind them, giving them that kind of support. So we as the caregivers at the facility, we have to be strong with them and for them.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I think that's a very rewarding for me, hearing them giving me thanks for always helping them and the appreciation they have for me.
Yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying, and I think like in an area where you're at, something like that can go a long way. Um, and I never worked in Jamaica before, but I do know here in the United States, um, we have many dialysis centers, and we have, you know, dialysis giants here, meaning the corporation. So they have the same facility like a cookie cutter all across the United States. And so it's gotten to the point now where they look at labor and cost. And so a lot of times the technicians may not have that type of time that you have to educate um, and do that because they may be taking on 3, 4, 5, 6, and I've seen even 7 patient load, 7 patients. Each state is different in how they frame their regulations.
Mm-hmm.
Like here in DC, Washington DC, and
Yeah.
Maryland, the patient the the oh my god, having a brain fart. The patient ratio in DC is 3 to 1, 3 patients to 1 tech. In Virginia, it's 4 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
And other places, it could be 5, 6, or 7 patients to 1 technician. And you can see how when you have a patient load, like I said, here's 3 to 1. So you can imagine doubling that plus one more person, and now you're taking care, you're putting on and taking off 7 people. And there's room for big error there because of
Yes.
the expectation of getting them on, getting them off.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how it is in Jamaica when it comes to that. But I know here they're 3 days a week. I know there's 2 days a week. And so it's almost like what some people frame it like a factory. And if you know how factories operate, put them on the assembly line, it's like you come in and it just rolls, and same kind of concept. But yeah, we used to at one time be able to sit down and educate and do that. But now, since these big companies done taken over, it's an expectation of labor versus cost. If you get down to a certain amount of patients, send the technician home, and it's just the nurse and one tech. It's crazy. But let me see, we got some comments. Okay, first of all, wait a minute. Here we go. Renee Williams says, sister. There we got Dacia McDonald says, she is the best dialysis nurse. Hearts with smiley face, hearts in the eyes. She's so caring. She's my co-worker. Martha joined. Thank you. And thank you, for the people who's coming here supporting you. That means a lot.
Yes, it means a lot to me.
Join
Heart love to you all.
And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All right. Subscribe to my channel.
Thank you, husband.
Yeah, husband, father. Subscribe to my channel. But thank you for coming out for your support. And then we got my cohort here, Andrea Williams. And I've been trying to call you. You better call me tomorrow. You better call me tomorrow, Andrea, because I've been trying to reach out. But anyway, Andrea says, what is your approach in educating Jamaicans about the importance of taking their high blood pressure diabetes medication to avoid winding up on dialysis from experience? It's a hard sell.
What is mine?
So she's asking you, what is your approach in educating Jamaicans about the importance of taking their and taking their high blood pressure and diabetes medication to avoid winding up on dialysis? What's your approach to that?
All right. For me, it's more of a tough love situation. I always go with tough love because I'm going to let you know straight up. If you do not take your medication, you're going to be on a dialysis machine. And that would be so much on your pocket because you don't want to be on the machine. It costs so much. Also, you're going to be getting sick. You're going to be weak. It's going to take so much toll on you emotionally. It's going to drain you so much. And not everybody has the support system. Not everyone can afford it because affording dialysis is so much. Some persons, they have to go to foundation to see if they can get funds to help them to do their treatment, and not all the time they are able to get the fund. But I would always say to them, check your pressure, make sure you're staying consistent, because consistency is the key. Make sure you're being consistent with your medication and taking them, because if you do not, you're going to end up where you don't want to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I apologize. I thought this was the Andrea Williams, my cohort out of Louisiana. I mean, she said she's a nurse, and my friend Andrea is a dialysis nurse. So I just swore I thought this was her with the same name. My bad. Shanrick, he says, I'm firsthand to know that hard love because I have high blood pressure and she's on my case. You be on husband, like you better take that medicine. Yeah, yeah, please. You don't want to end down that road, but you know, if that were or ever happened, at least you know you got a good caregiver. But we don't want to even talk about it because
We're not going down that
yeah,
road.
yeah,
We're
we
not.
don't want to go down that road. But just know, and I'm sure she's hammering home to you that high blood pressure and diabetes are the two leading causes. And I got stage 2 kidney disease. And I got high blood pressure, but mine is very, very controlled. I'm checking it every day. I got a blood pressure monitor where I'm checking it every day. I only take one pressure medicine, which is like a thiazide, and has a back protection, protecting your kidneys from, protein spillage. And then it helps, keeps me urinating. But
Yes.
I'm, watching my diet, what I put in, I'm walking, I'm putting in the work,
Yes.
using my
Dieting and
renal.
exercising.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, and then, with age, as age increase, renal
Right?
function declines over time. So that's why I'm trying to even work even more harder in controlling my pressure and everything.
Right.
So, I go to the doctors on the 24th to get my lab work and like follow up to see where I'm at with my numbers. So, Coneisha, explain to us what is your current role as a dialysis technician at the Renal Hospital Center uh, on a day-to-day basis?
Okay, so my responsibilities look something like this, whereas I'll be monitoring the patients. So I'll be doing the vital sign. I'll be making sure the machines, the equipments are ready for work. I'm also monitoring monitoring everything in the water treatment room. I'll help to monitor that because you also have another technician that actually does that. But I go along with her and help to monitor that room. I also be writing up the flow charts. I'll be recording anything that needs to be recorded, making sure that anything that needs to be reported also is being reported. Um, I'll be, what else do I do? I do so much things. Uh, technically, I'll be also educating my patients about the do's and the don'ts. Um, Sometimes they'll have their question that they'll ask about certain things, and I'll be educating them about what to do, how moderate they should be about their intakes, the intakes of their fluid. So I educate them on fluid overload. I also educate them on taking their phosphate binders, because you know that once they're not taking those phosphate binders, their calcium plays a major part. They'll be cramping. All of those stuff will be happening to them on that machine. So I have to educate them on that. Um, it's a lot of things.
Okay.
It's a lot
I
of.
know, I know, I know. It is a lot. It is a lot. It sounds like you hold big responsibilities where you're at. Now, how do you balance technical care with emotional support for patients?
Wow, wow, wow.
Because I know
All right.
you said earlier, if something was to happen, you try not to let them see you upset. So, how do you balance you knowing your technical care with emotional support for patients?
All right. So what I normally do is whenever something is off, first I'll try to make sure that most of the time I pray first, first and foremost,
Yeah.
because I actually don't want my patient to ever see me sad. they are already sad, and as I already stated before, they're already sad. So I don't want them to. I want to be their peace. I want to be their happy space when they're there. So I will pray. I'll ensure that whatever is happening, I'll let it stay outside the lobby or outside the gates. I'm not taking that inside with me because I know what I'm going to do. I'm going there to make peace with my patient, ensuring that they're being taken care of properly, because I don't want to be there being pressured or thinking about something outside while in there with them, and then I do something wrong because I'm not focused.
Mm,
I I should be always focused. I should always be ensuring that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do because I'm there to work, I'm there to take care of them, and I'm there to do the best I can
mm.
as I should. So I try not to bring anything from outside on the inside.
Right, right. Now, for people who may not fully understand dialysis, how would you explain the importance of the treatment?
All right. So the importance of treatment is, one, you're gonna have toxin buildup if you do not do your treatment. If you're not consistent, you're gonna have toxin, and having a lot of toxin or too much toxin will bring you in a state of equilibrium, which means that you'll be out of mind, you'll be disoriented, you'll be probably having conversation that you're not aware of having because you're out of it. Two, you're gonna be having fluid overload, and when you're having fluid overload, that will start bringing into play heart conditions. Cause now you got fluid's gonna be surrounding heart, fluid going in spaces that fluid not supposed to be. So it's gonna start affecting the heart, and then once you start having heart problem, that's another illness that's been added to your current issue of renal failure. If you're having fluid overload, some persons, because they're not consistent and they're not being moderate with their fluid intake, and they're not passing any urine, they believe that, oh, because I'm going for treatment, the machine is going to just take that all out of me. No, that's not how it works. The machine can't really take everything from you one time, because if you come with 10 liters of fluid and I'm going to decide to take 4 liters or 4.5 or 5 liters, that's even still with putting
That's
pressure
a
on the
lot of
heart, because
fluid.
the heart is going to be working even harder to get that
Yeah.
fluid go. So I have to educate my patients about it, because a lot of them be like, oh, I can drink a lot of fluid because once I go on the machine, it's going to
Take
remove
it off.
remove all those fluid. No, it does not remove that fluid, because we cannot, with your pump speed and the fluid that you have weak and the time that you're doing treatment, it cannot remove that. You're just gonna be
Not all
pressuring.
of it.
You're gonna be pressuring your heart.
Hmm.
So I have to keep educating them on all of those things. Um, so those are some of the things. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot of
Hmm.
things.
Well, let me ask you this. What do you wish more people knew about the dialysis process?
Um, I wish persons would know that one, that dialysis, it helps to prolong the life. It helps to prolong the life of persons who are on it. And also, another thing, a lot of person thinks that once you're diagnosed with renal failure, that's the end of life. No, that's a lie. It's not the end of life. You can actually still live a normal life while having renal failure, but you have to be moderate with all the things you have to do. You have to just change your lifestyle, change your diet, exercise, make sure you're keeping up with your dietary dietitian so that you know, all right, these are the things that I should be eating, these are the things that I should not eat. Or if I do actually say I'm gonna take eat something that I'm not supposed to, you try to be moderate with it and don't um always be eating what you're not supposed to. So a lot of persons don't know that dialysis is it helps, it helps in so many ways because persons, another thing though before I go there, persons think that oh, I'm going on dialysis, I'll be better soon. They were not educated by their nephrologist or the doctor or the nurse. They were not educated that if you once you have end stage renal disease, it's a lifetime. And so sometimes when I break that news to them, it's something new to them because they have never heard that, oh, it's going to be a lifetime treatment. You're going to be on this until the day God is ready for you. So a lot of persons don't know that dialysis is for the rest of their life, especially when it's chronic, when you're at end stage. In an acute, whereas you probably had an overdose and they had to do dialysis to remove all those toxins, or it's you're gonna be okay after that. You'll come off dialysis. But once it's chronic, it's for the rest of your life, and a lot of person don't know that.
Right, right. You're right about that. I've seen many patients who thought when they first started it was only going to be temporary, not knowing that it was uh, something that they had to keep coming back until they get a transplant or no longer with us. So let me ask you, what challenges do patients there living with kidney disease commonly face, and how do you help support them?
All right, some of the challenges most of them face. First, I'm going to say they face financial struggles. They face financial struggles, and it's very because it's very expensive. Some of them face accept acceptance. They don't accept that I'm ill. Um, I'm now in renal failure. A lot of them have it hard to accept it, and they don't have a support system behind them to help them to be more aware of it or to help them to go along. Because I know of patients who will be like, I don't want to do this. I just want to die. I just want to die. So they other things that they face is their their diet. A lot of them don't want to change their diets because they'll be like, what am I gonna eat now? If they say I should not eat so many different things, what am I going to eat? There isn't anything there for me to eat if I'm supposed to not eat so many things. So they have a challenge with their with changing their diet, the lifestyle. A lot of persons medications also that comes with it. A lot of persons they don't want to be taking those medication because some of them be like, though it's too much medication for them, and the side effects of some of those medication they don't want to take those medication.
What about the
So
cost?
pardon.
I said the cost of the medicine.
Right, the cost of them, some of them, there's some foundations set up at some of the hospitals that they'll get some of the medications there for free or at a lower cost. But the medications are very expensive because like we use especially the e-perks, that's like 12,000 per one. That's like 12,000 per one. And most of them will be taken twice per week, like 4,000. 4,000 units or 8,000 units, depending on how low their blood count is. So a lot of these medication, so most of the most common medications are like the Eprex and the Mircera, which they're very expensive, very, very
Yeah,
expensive. So
absolutely. You're right
yeah.
about that. How important is education in helping patients manage their condition?
Um, Education is very, very important because, as I say, a lot of them coming into the center not knowing anything. They just fell ill overnight or a few days, and then they were brought in for surgery to get a catheter. Um, get a catheter and they come for treatment, and when they come for treatment they'll be asking questions, and when you ask them, were you not told that this will happen or this is what gonna be henceforth, they were like, no, nobody told me anything. I do not know of that. I didn't know this. So it's very important because a lot of the nurses or the nephrologists, doctors don't really educate them. They come in blind and not knowing anything. So it's now my responsibility to see what they know and educate them on what's to come, what to expect. Because a lot of times what I would do is like for the day, so I choose a day in the week where I'll choose topic to speak on. So if it's going to be potassium, I'll say, okay, today's or this week focus is on potassium, and this is what potassium do. These are the things that will happen if your potassium is high, if your potassium is low. These are how you're going. This is how you're going to feel. So I kind of write the notes and I send it out into the group for them to read and have an understanding of things that are happening to them and what to expect.
Got you. Now, you kind of what you said went into my next question. What role does encouragement play in their treatment journey?
All right. So, encouragement goes a long way for them because if you don't have anyone behind you encouraging you, um, giving you a peace of mind, letting you become comfortable with your illness, um, then you're just going to not be able to focus. A lot of them, when I look at some of my patients, some of the times I have a particular patient that whenever he comes for treatment, he'll be looking very, very sulky. He'll be looking very sad. He looked dazed, and
Mm.
I'll be, I'll go over to him and, how are you today? What's happening? And I realized he'll be like, I'm fine, I'm okay. Then like I'll be persistent. Like every week he comes, I'll go over to him. What's happening? How are you? I see that something is going on with you. And then he started opening up and speaking of what he's facing at home, he's facing some challenges at home with his families. So he's facing some personal issue with family members, and them thinking that because the job that he was doing, he'll be able to fund himself for treatment. So they don't want to play a part in helping him to pay for his treatment, and that was taking a toll on him. So whenever he comes to treatment, he'll be looking so sad, so sulky, so dazed. And if I wasn't persistent, going over to him, asking what's going on, to let him open up, I would not know. I can see that something is wrong, but I would not know what actually is happening. I would not really know how to advise him or how to speak to him regarding that. So I put myself in a lot of their shoes. I'm a very empathic and a sympathetic person. I sympathize with them. I empathize with my patient, and I think that's one of the main reasons why a lot of my patients love me so much.
Wow. Wow. Now, Coneisha, you mentioned a passion for increasing awareness about kidney disease. Why
Yes.
is early detection so important?
All right. So early detection is important because for one, you'll be able to monitor yourself versus you detecting it late and then you being thrown into hemodialysis. Or well, hemodialysis is the most prevalent one here because there I'm not aware of persons really doing peritoneal here or anything of that are home dialysis. Most persons are in center hemodialysis that is done here, and early detection it helps you to monitor yourself. It helps to prevent you from reaching that stage of going into because a lot of persons go into depression after being diagnosed. A lot of them go into depression after being treated. A lot of persons would rather die than being doing treatment. So it's a lot. It takes a lot on them. It takes so much on them.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what are some warning signs people should pay attention to?
All right. So I would say some of the warning signs that they can pay attention to. One, um, swellings, because edemas. A lot of the times, it can be other stuff, but a lot of the time, edemas, especially in the feet, especially in the feet, because edema can happen anywhere on the body, but a lot of the times, edema in the feet, pay attention to that. Also, your urine, especially if it is like sooty, soapy, that's another sign, possibility. Or you go for a test, and when you get the test result, they're seeing protein in your urine. That could be another sign. There's so many other things that are signs, but weakness, vomiting, um,
Metallic taste in the mouth.
right. You have your appetite going. So there are so many factors or so many things that could be happening. It could be that, but it could be also be other things. But just to make
Mhm,
sure
mhm,
or to rule kidney disease out, you get yourself
mhm.
checked.
You're right about that. Listen, I won't be honest with you. I don't hear a lot of uh, technicians having this discussion and saying that, meaning that even though you got these signs and symptoms, they could mimic other conditions, thus delaying that person from getting treatment. Because they say, so say weak, fatigue, nausea, vomit, the flu has those same symptoms.
Right.
So they may think, oh, I got a bug or something, and may
Right.
not think about kidney disease because they never heard no one talk about the signs and symptoms of kidney disease.
Right.
And that delays treatment, where if you knew, instead of being at stage say 4 right now, maybe you could have been still at stage 2 if you knew early enough
Right.
to address some of the warning signs. But even at stage 2 and 1 or 3, you rarely see anything. That's why we always promote going to get tested.
Right. Right. That's the only way you can rule it out.
Hmm. Now, how can awareness lead to better outcomes for patients?
All right. I think patient being aware of the their disease, um it helps to promote I think it helps to promote mental health because they're being mentally aware and preparing themselves, all right, I'm now a renal patient, so I know that I have to do all of these things. I have to be consistent. I have to make sure that what I'm eating, I have to make sure that I'm exercising. I have to make sure that I'm I'm aware of everything that is happening to me. I have to make sure that whatever I'm eating, it is in my dietary whatever my dietitian says that I should take. So being aware, it kind of gives them more at give let them be more at ease because they are aware and they understand and more knowledgeable of what is happening to them versus not knowing anything. So awareness, it's it's a lot. Awareness brings a lot to them. It makes them more, it gives them more, let them feel more empowered, I think, too, because they know of what's happening to them, and they can also encourage other patients.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. What has been one of the most meaningful experiences you've had while working with dialysis patients?
All right. I would say I had a I'm gonna speak of two, whereas um two internships. So they were registered nurse, and I was the one who they came to shadow. I'm speaking of registered nurses. They were doing their clinicals and all of that. And I was the one that they came to shadow. I was the one that taught them most of the things regarding the machines and all of those things that it's required for them to know. And like 2 weeks ago, one of them reached out to me because she went to one of the hospital, and they realized she knew so much, and she has never been um throughout her clinicals. They had never sent her to a center, and they realized she knew so much, and they were wondering, how did you know so much? And versus other students that were there not knowing so much things about dialysis or renal failure, the machines and the tubings and the dialyzer, the water treatment. She knew so much, and they were wondering. And she messaged me and she said, "Thank you so much for teaching me all that you did. I appreciate everything you taught me because it had helped me so much." Whereas she went there to do her clinicals, and they realized she knew so much and they offered her a job. So when she's finished, if she chooses to go there to work, she actually have a job there waiting on her.
Oh, wow. Wow. Um, now, how does those type of experiences motivate you in your work?
Listen. It motivates me so much. It makes me become even more passionate about my work. It it helps me to even educate persons so much more about what renal failure is like. I'm not a selfish person to keep the information to myself. I believe that the more you know, the better you can take care of those patients. So if you come in there new and you know nothing, I think it's best for me to let you understand and let you know of what to expect or what is expected of you, because you not knowing and you do something wrong, then I feel like I failed everyone because I'm there. It's a part of me. I also did something wrong because I did not educate you on what is to be done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you think people outside the dialysis field misunderstand most about dialysis work?
I think most of them think it's easy. I
Mm-hmm.
think
Same here.
I think most of them think it's easy. They think, oh, you just get those patients, you just connect them to the machine, and you just sit and watch them. I think that most of them just think that's just it, not knowing the full depths of what it entails. So a lot of them misinterpret it as being a very easy job because you just connect the patients and you just sit and watch them.
Mm-hmm. What does it take emotionally and professionally to do this job well?
Ah. um, I would say it takes it takes I would say passion. It takes passion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna stop saying that. It takes passion.
What
It
about
takes
what about professionally? Do you think a person needs to really be mindful of what they're doing and taking the job serious? And
yes.
here in the United States, I'm not sure over where you're at. This has been a big issue on the treatment floor, cell phones
All right. So
and
yes.
staff. Uh,
So professionally, I've seen where other nurses will be on their phone and it's being turned to the patients, and that's invasion of privacy. That's invasion of integrity because you're not supposed to be on your phone and your patients being shown in your video. So a lot of the times persons, not only that, I've seen where nurses will have their patient there and they'll walk out of the room, leaving their patients. And that's not supposed to happen. You should be there with your patient, watching your patient, monitoring your patient, because only takes a second. It only takes a second for something to happen to the patient. You can just look down and look up and something happening to your patient, because some of the times, not all patients will say, "Hey, I'm feeling some type of way," or are even able to say anything. You should all that's the thing I'm always saying. You should be somebody who pays keen attention, somebody who is very detailed, because you could be there, hold your head down just for a second, and when you look up, something is wrong with your patient over there. So
mhm,
I think that you should always be paying attention to your patients, because that play a major role in whether they're going to be good or not on that machine.
mhm, mhm. Why is the work of dialysis professionals so important?
Wow, the work of this. So it is very important for a technician because it cannot just be the nurses or the doctors, because the technician, we are the ones really who is first hand with the patients most of the times.
Mhm,
We're there with them all the time. If no one else is there all the time, we're there with them all the time. So we we can say, just like when they're home, their wives or their husband are the one with them all the time. We as the technicians are the one always there with them. So um yeah.
mhm. That's a tough question, huh?
Yeah. So I don't know. We have to just be there with them.
I mean, I believe the work of dialysis professional is so important because you have people who come there that depend on staff to monitor their care, to make sure they're getting a safe treatment, to make sure, they're monitoring their vital signs. I don't know over in Jamaica if y'all do it every half an hour or every hour.
Right. We do it every 30 minutes, every half
Mhm.
an hour. We
Yeah.
do the vital signs.
And also it's important. The work is important because, as like you said, as you are monitoring patients, you're also looking out to address any situations or episodes that may occur during treatment, like nausea, vomiting, cardiac arrest, or other um,
Right.
situations or complications, I may say, that occur during treatment that a dialysis professional should know how to address or
Right.
intervene when something happens, like if person gets an air embolism, air in the lung,
Right. 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 Right.
infiltration, or uh, nausea or vomit or cramps. And so, yeah, very important. So, um, excuse me. This is our last question. We've been on here an hour and 12 minutes. Want to thank you for, sticking in me. You're doing very well. And again, I appreciate you coming on the show. Our last question is, as you join us today on Dialysis in Life, what do you hope listeners take away from your story?
All right. So I hope persons take away from my story that be be passionate about any job that you do, because being passionate versus not passionate about what you do can really be differs, because when you're passionate about what you do, it helps to prolong life even more. I think it helps to prolong life even more because you're doing it for the love. You're doing it from your heart. You're not just doing it because of money, or you're just doing it because of convenience. It's convenient to you. I also think they should take away that you should also um, get yourself checked. Get yourself checked, because kidney disease is nothing to joke with. It might just sound like something just normal or something just easy. It is not easy to deal with, because all the things that you'll be going through physically, mentally, emotionally, and especially if you don't have a support system. I always talk about support system, and throughout this interview, you should know that I've used the word support system and passionate, because if you don't have that support system, then you're going to go into depression. All kind of different things will happen. So get yourself checked. Um Monitor your blood pressure, monitor your blood glucose, monitor all of them. Not just don't just wait until if you're feeling ill or feeling sick. You should always get yourself checked. And also, what I think you should take is make sure that you live your life pleasing to God.
Mm, okay, okay. Now, what message would you like to share with patients, families, and healthcare workers?
All right. Always, always be encouraged. Um, that listen, it's a lot to take in. It might be a lot to take in, whether you're a caregiver or the patient. It's a lot to take in. So always ensure that you read. Reading takes a lot to um play a lot, plays a good part. You can read up on your disease. You can read up on it to understand even more, not just what a doctor or technician tells you. You can also read to understand also. So you can understand what is happening Also, for technicians out there, nurses and doctor, um, be passionate about your job. You have the lives of persons in your hands, and if you're not doing it because you're doing from your heart, then it makes no sense that you're doing it. You're there to help them. You're there to prolong life. You're helping to educate them. You're helping them to be more aware. You're helping them to be more at ease with what is happening to them. So do it with all your heart. Do it with a passion, and do it because you love it.
Mm-hmm. Well said. My last follow-up question: what can we expect from you as a future part-time co-host on the show?
Oh wow. All right. So what can be expected of me is I'll always be here educating along with Steve. Also, I'll give a little scenarios of things that will happen, things to expect. If you have questions, you can also throw your questions out. I'll answer them to the best of my ability and knowledge that God gives me. Um, so yes, those are some of the things to expect, and I'm here for it. I I hope to enjoy being there with you all also, and you know, um, inspiring everyone, whether you're a patient, you're a technician, doctor, nurse. I'm here to inspire and aspire.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And we hope that your message can get out to many of the kidney warriors in Jamaica, not just where you work, but beyond, to the many people in Jamaica that deal with this disease on a daily basis as well. So uh, thank you so much, Coneisha. And honestly, that brings us to the end of this special broadcast of Dialysis and Life with Steve, the kidney nurse, uh, and our guest, Coneisha Williams. Coneisha, again, thank you for joining us and for sharing your journey. I could tell the passion. We can all tell the passion, your passion, and your unwavering commitment to helping patients live with kidney disease. As you say, prolong life. To our listeners, we appreciate you for tuning in and being part of this important conversation about dialysis, patient care, and kidney health awareness. Until next time, this is Dialysis and Life with Steve, the kidney nurse, and Coneisha Williams, reminding you to stay informed, stay encouraged, and always take care of your health. Hey, Coneisha, again, thank you so much for joining. I'll
It was
definitely be
my pleasure.
reaching out to you soon about the shows that you're available to come on. I know you have a family life, so I just appreciate you willing to come on when you can to help us educate more kidney warriors, whether they're in Jamaica, whether they're in United States, United Kingdom, East Africa, Asia. Um, as long as we getting that message out, uh, that's what it takes. So again, Coneisha, thank you, and thank everybody for watching Kidney Hub East Africa. What I'm saying, Kidney Hub East Africa, Dialysis and Life with Steve, the kidney nurse, and we see everyone soon. All right, Coneisha, take care, and I'll be talking with you soon. Okay.
All right. Thank you for having me. And
Uh,
thank you everyone for
yes.
having me. Thank you for your your comments, and thank you for the questions also. Appreciate you all. Thank you.
So one more thing before I leave, I forgot. Do you got any shout outs before we leave? Anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to before we end the show?
I'm shouting out to my sister, Renee, who is on here. I'm going to shout out to my coworker, Dacia, and I'm shouting out to my husband and other friends that who are on here. Thank you so much for the support.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for coming and support. We see you soon. Take care, Coneisha. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Darren. We have breaking news. More than 600,000 Americans have kidney failure. While the number of people with kidney failure is enormous, the number of people with its precursor, chronic kidney disease, is staggering. An estimated 31 million Americans, or about 10% of the US population. Diabetes and hypertension cause 2/3 of all cases of kidney disease. 1 out of every 3 Americans is at risk for kidney disease, and kidney disease is now among the top 10 causes of death in the United States. In addition, 9 out of 10 people with early to moderate kidney disease don't know they have it, putting their health in jeopardy. Are you at risk? For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org. The life you save may be yours.
Steve on the mic, yeah, the nurse got skill, break it down smooth, keep the whole squad chill, talking about kidneys, yeah, we keep them on track. If your numbers off balance, he gon' bring them right back. Got the wisdom on deck, no stress, just facts, hydration, motivation every time he reacts. From the clinic hallway to your podcast feed, dropping gems so fresh, yeah, that's all you need. Stevethekidney Nurse, yeah, you know the name, keep your body in check, yeah, we play no games, real talk, real health, yeah, we keep it pure, tap in right now, Stevethekidney Nurse, yeah. Stevethekidney Nurse, yeah. Stevethekidney Nurse.